Yeah, good afternoon. Today we came to our plumbing class day 3. Okay. So last day we were studying about different formulas. Okay. We have studied about different formulas uh, we have gone through how to find out Reynolds number. Then we have seen how to, we have gone through different formulas like Darcy's formula, Chase's formula, okay, Manning's formula, then Hayes and Williamson's formula. So we have used that, formulas for finding out different, different items like diameters, frictional loss, slope, okay, discharge, velocity. So if you need to find out all those things, all those specific equations, you can use these formulas manually for finding out the answers. Okay, so that would be helpful for you. Okay? These formulas are very important coming to a manual calculation. Okay, so today we will be dealing with one specific topic only. Today we can deal with pipe sizing. So today it won't take much time. So we can go in a slow pace. Okay, not covering many topics within a day. We can just go in a slow pace and we can finish one topic each. Okay, we can finish one topic each in each day. So today we are going to find out the pipe sizing in buildings, water pipe sizing in buildings. So there are different methods for pipe sizing. Okay, so today we will be studying about one of the method. Okay, uh, there are different methods of pipe sizing. Those are, water supply, WSFU method, water supply fixture unit method. That is one of the method to find out the pipe size. The second method is loading unit method. We have the method called as loading unit method to find out the pipe size. The third one is, plumber's chart method. That is another method for finding out the uh, pipe sizes. So we have different methods for finding out the pipe sizes. So mainly here we use WSFU method only. If you want, you can use any method for finding out the pipe sizes. Okay. So today we will be focusing on pipe sizing by WSFU method. Okay. WSFU means water supply fixture unit. Water supply fixture unit method. Okay. So for each, sanitary fixtures, there will be a uh, fixture unit. That's a number for it. Understood? For each, for if it is a water closet or a wash basin or a shower, toilet or whatever it might be, for each, uh, for each sanitary fixtures, there is a fixture unit. Okay? With the help of a fixture unit, if we know the fixture unit, we will be able to know how much amount of water can be flowed through that fixture unit. Chart. Okay. With respect to fixture unit, you can able to know how much GPM, gallons per minute, how much flow of water can we can find it out. Okay. So it is before all explaining all that, yes, we can go for some introduction part. Okay. So so before this, let's see this. So just I will explain some brief idea about all these things. Okay, water provision. Okay, you want to note it down with some values, you can note it down. Okay, I will just dictate this. Plumbing fixtures, devices, and appliances shall be provided with water in sufficient volume and at pressure adequate to enable them to function properly and without undue noise under normal conditions of use. So what, when we are as a plumbing engineer, when we try to design uh, or try to find out the size of a pipe, what is our aim? What is our concern? Okay, what are our concerns? Okay, that we have to keep it in mind. Uh, the concerns are, the plumbing, the water should be in a sufficient volume. There should be a sufficient volume. If you are opening a tap, there should be a sufficient volume of water at an adequate pressure. It should not be very high pressure or it should not be very low pressure. It should be very adequate pressure with a sufficient volume of water. Okay, and it has to function properly. Function properly in the sense it should function properly without any undue noise under normal conditions. So the noise should be proper, the pressure should be adequate, and the volume of the water should be also sufficient. Okay, so these are the things that we have to keep in mind when we are trying to design, okay, or when we are trying to find out a pipe size. So we have to size the pipe in such a way that there should be a sufficient volume at an adequate pressure, with noise, okay, with no undue noise. So it says that there should be at least a residual head or a pressure, okay. There should be at least a residual head of 0.018 Newton per mm square at the consumer's tap, okay, which means that there should be at least a pressure of minimum of 0.18 bar or 18 meter. So these are the different units. Okay, so you should maintain a 0.018 Newton per mm square of a pressure at the consumer's tap. Which means that there is a note given there. The residual head or the pressure shall be taken at the highest or the farthest outlets in the building. Which means if in a pipe run, the pressure head available at the farthest or the highest outlet or the end of your pipeline, the end of the pipeline, if there is a tap or whatever it might be, you should have at least 0.18 bar pressure. Okay, so we have to design this thing in such a way that there should be 0.18 bar pressure or 1.8 meter. Okay? That's that is a thing that we have to keep it in mind. So there should be at least a residual head of how much? 0.018 Newton per mm square of pressure at the consumer's tap or at the end, or we can call it as at the very end or the farthest end. Okay, if there is a tap at that outlet, at least there should be 0.18 bar or 1.8 meter pressure. Okay, or you should need a residual head of 1.8 meter. Okay, so now when you are trying to have a design thing, when you are trying to design, you should have some design assumption, and not only that. Today I have already said that today we are going to deal with pipe sizing, right? Pipe sizing by one of the method called as WSFU method. Okay, WSFU method is nothing but water supply fixture unit method. That is one of the methods that we are trying to study for pipe sizing. Okay, this is one of the methods. So today we can focus on this method. Then rest of the methods we can study in the coming classes. Okay. So, sizing of water distribution piping. So first I will read this. Then I will show you the graphs and tables and everything. Okay. First one. The supply demand in gallons per minute in the building hot and cold water distribution system shall be determined on the basis of load in the terms of water supply fixture unit. What it is said that the demand or the amount of water in gallons per minute. So unit is in GPM, okay? Gallons per minute. The supply demand, the discharge that you need, or the amount of water that you need, okay? The unit is in gallons per minute. Unit is in gallons per minute. The supply demand in gallons per minute in the building for hot water as well as cold water distribution system. It is determined on the basis of a term called as water supply fixture unit, depending upon this WSFU, or we can call it as WSFU, which means that with respect to WSFU, okay, you will get the demand or how much amount of water in GPM you will get. Okay, you will get with respect to that. Understood what I'm saying? With respect to the WSFU, you can find out GPM or amount of water demand. Okay, for a particular fixture. So for that's what I was saying, that for each fixtures, you know, you have a WSFU unit. Okay, you have a WSF unit. Okay, and for that particular WSFU unit, you can have a particular GPM. So when we do a question, you can understand what I'm saying. Okay, with respect to the GPM, if you go and if you're implementing in a graph, okay, that what I will be showing right now, you'll be getting the pipe size. Okay, so we need GPM. Okay, so in order to get GPM, we need to know WSFU. The WSFU will be a constant value for each fixtures. Okay, so we said that uh, the supply demand in gallons per minute in the building hot and cold water distribution system shall be determined on the basis of the load in terms of water supply fixture units as shown in table 10.1428. I will show you the table. And the relationship between the load in WSFU and the supply demand in gallons per minute as shown in table 10.14 2b. So you have two tables, okay? One table, from one table, that is table 10.14.2a, you can get the WSFU, which is water supply fixture unit of different fixtures like water faucet, wash basins, like that. So if you get a WSFU or that unit or that number, you can go to table number 10.14.2b for finding uh, the supply demand in gallons per minute. So the amount of water you can get it from table 10.142b. Okay. Then it says that for fixtures having both hot and cold water connections, the separate hot water and cold water loads shall be taken as 75% of the listed fixture unit value. So we are trying to calculate both pipe size for both hot and cold water. Okay. For example, if the fixture unit for wash basin, cold wash, if it's a fixture unit for a wash basin, if you are trying to give a cold water supply, you're trying to give a cold water supply. Uh, just imagine if it was one, if the WSFU number was one, okay. In this case, if you are trying to give both the hot and cold water, you have to take only 75% of it. That instead of one, you can take that value 0.75 for cold water and 0.75 for hot water. So just I'm not confusing you or by saying all these things, that we can do a question. Okay. So today we'll be focusing only on one thing. Okay. Then you have to go home and you have to practice it. Okay. Then the thing is that today we are dealing with water pipe sizing in buildings. We have three methods. Today we will be focusing only on one method. Okay, so it won't take much time. So we can go in a slow pace. Okay, like in HVAC and all, I am taking many topics in a single day. But here it won't take much time, as well as you can go in a slow pace. Okay, so uh, yeah. Now, some more thing that you need to understand is uh, design assumptions. Okay, design assumptions. Very simple. Switch on mic. You can't hear me. You can't hear what I'm saying. Okay, so Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, Pran.
Sir, whatever the method you are discussing, it is as per NBC 2016, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. It is with the NBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. Just go ahead. Like I never seen that table. Whatever you are showing, 10.14 something, right? I didn't see the table in NBC. That's why I got doubt.
Okay. So I will show you that. I will show you that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sometimes you'll be dealing with sometimes you'll be dealing with APC or UPC like that. You'll be changing it. Let's see. Now, before that, you need to know something like design assumption. Okay, so just leave this one. Okay, and if you want to note it down, you can just note it down. Uh, these are the different, minimum terminal pressures that we need in appliances. Okay, so is 0.8 for different fixtures. These are the different pressures that you need. Okay, you need that. Now you just see this now. It is better to have a terminal pressure of 2 meter or 0.2 kilogram per centimeter square. Okay, in all water supply appliances. Okay, at the delivery point. Okay, so it is better instead of this 0.18 kilogram, it is better to give zero point 0.2 kilogram per centimeter square of pressure or zero point 0.2 kg pressure or 2 meter pressure at the each terminal portion. For example, if you are opening a tap and it says that you need a minimum of, or it is better to have a terminal pressure of 2 meter or 0.2 kilogram per centimeter square pressure in all water supply appliances. Okay? So washing machine or faucet or whatever it might be, the terminal pressure should be zero point 0.2 kilogram. It is better to have zero point 0.2 kilogram per centimeter square pressure at the delivery point. So central building research unit in the Roorkee says that it recommends for a minimal terminal pressure of 0.18 kilogram per centimeter square. So they are just recommending that a minimum terminal pressure of 0.18 might be enough. Okay, but it is better to have a terminal pressure of 2 meter or zero point 0.2 kilogram per centimeter square pressure. Okay. Now, so if you want to note this down, you can note it. Okay. If someone asks you some questions regarding this, you should be able to answer. And not only that, uh, we have some design assumptions. So this design assumption should be kept in our mind when we are trying to calculate something. So what is it said this here is that the velocity of flow of design of gravity pipe. So we have two types of pipe. One is gravity pipe and one is pressure. Okay. So actually, I have said yesterday that from the well we are giving it to the overhead tank. So from the overhead tank, by the help of gravity, only it will be coming to different appliances, fixtures. Okay. So velocity of a flow for a design of gravity pipe, supply pipe. Okay. Not we are not talking about the discharge, the supply from the overhead tank to the different fixtures may be less than 1 meter per second. So the speed, the velocity, okay, of that supply pipe may be less than 1 meter per second, preferably 0.8 meter per second. In any case, it should not be greater than 3 meter per second. So if you are trying to give the water, by the help of gravity pipe, okay, we are talking about the supply pipe. It should be preferably, or it should be less than 1 meter per second. The velocity, okay, the speed should be less than 1 meter per second, and preferably you can take 0.8 meter per second. Okay, 0.8 meter per second. Okay, so when we are trying to design a pipe, okay, you can fix this. You can fix this 0.8 meter per second. With respect to 0.8 meter per second velocity, you can size the pipe. You understood what I'm saying? With respect to that velocity, you can size a pipe. Okay, so we can see it. And in any case, it should not be greater than 3 meter per second. The speed of the water in the gravity pipe should not be greater than 3 meter per second at any cost. Okay. Now, another one design assumption is velocity of the flow for design of pumping main shall be between 1.5 meter per second to 3 meter per second, preferably 1.5 meter per second. So, what do you mean by this velocity? Velocity of flow for design of pumping main. Pumping main means the water from the pump to the overhead tank. That is the pumping main. It will be in a pressurized state, right? Because we are using a pump. So we are using a pump. So in that pumping main, the velocity should be between 1.5 and 3 meter per second. It should be better. You can take it as 1.5. It is preferably you can choose that. So first one is a pressure pipe. From the well or from the underground tank by the help of a pump, you are pumping it to the top of the overhead tank. Correct. So in that case, what you have to do is that we have to design in such a way that the velocity of the water, the velocity of the water should be in between 1.5 and 3 meter per second. Preferably, you can choose 1.5. In the case of gravity pipe, from the overhead tank to the different appliances, it can be 0.8 preferably, or should be less than 1. Okay. Then now again another one design assumption is said that the head loss or the friction loss. Head loss in main pipe is preferably limited to 2 meter per 100 meter. So in a 100 meter length, 2 meter should be the head loss, okay, of the main pipe. Now, then reduction in capacity due to aging can be neglected. So the capacity, there will be some effect in the capacity due to the age that can be neglected. So don't worry about that. But the head loss in the main pipe is preferably limited to 2 meter per 100 meter. Okay. So that is one of the things that you have to keep in mind. If you want to note down this thing, because there should be a minimum pressure of 2 meter per centimeter square, we can say. Right? If you want to write like this, it should be less than 1 meter. Noted. Okay, fine. So just keep this in mind. Okay, this will be helpful for your information also. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about there are different types of pipe sizing. Different types means different methods of pipe sizing. One is we are going to do today WSFU method. Another one is loading unit method. And the other one is a plumber's chart method. So the most commonly used method here is WSFU method. WSFU, water supply fixture unit method. So before doing that question, we can you can see a question. Okay, you can see a question. Water pipe sizing in buildings. So different methods are there. The methods we will be studying afterwards. So what we are trying to do here is that calculate the diameter of the pipes of G+1 floor, ground floor plus 1 floor, as shown in the figure. So this is the roof tank. By the help of gravity only, the water will be coming down. So this is the ground floor. Okay, this is the first floor, and a height is given. 3.5 meter height is given. Because you need a proper gravity, right? So to for a proper supply of this is the ground floor and this is the first floor and this is the stand. Okay, you need a proper height. The stand. This is the stand, and the height is given as 3.5 meter. This is the ground floor. This is the first floor. This is the roof. Okay, on the top of the roof, a roof tank is given. Roof tank is given. I have already said that this roof tank should be elevated so as to get a proper pressure to this first floor, right? So at least we recommend to have a 3-meter height itself. Okay. Otherwise, what you have to do, you have to have a pressure pump. So the height is given as 3.5 meter. Then from there a pipe is taken. An excavation valve is there. Here it is 4 meter on the bottom. It's 0.15 meter. So, don't worry about all these things. This is the pipe that is coming now. And this is the ground floor, and this pipe is being separated like this. See, the pipe is coming from there, and you can see it is subdivided into different. So in this one line is going to the water closet. This F. Or you have to mark all these points like F, E, B, C, I like that. Okay. So I don't know how to do, because you have to do, then only you will be able to find the pipe. You have to do something. I don't know whether if you are listening, you will be able to write it or you will be able to get it or not. But I will still I'll explain it. Okay. This is a water closet. Give us point F. There's this point your shower. This will be going to one toilet. Okay. Imagine this is a toilet. So there is a wash basin. There is a shower. There is a water closet here. So give this as F, E, G, H, B. This point as C, and the water connection is going to sink. Kitchen sink. Take that example. Kitchen sink. Okay. So here kitchen sink, here wash basin, here shower, here water closet. Okay. And different heights is also there. 0.4 meter, 1.8 meter, 0.65 meter. Okay. It's also 0.65 meter. That is in the ground floor. The same way, a branch is going this side also to the first floor toilet. Same way, there is a water closet here. There is a bathtub here. There is a wash basin here. In this side, there is another one wash basin and water closet. Okay, these are the things. So don't forget to mark with node. Node means E, F, G, D. So you can see like this: A, B, C, E, E, F, G, H, then I, then J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Okay, you have to mark like that. So here you have one toilet, here you have one toilet, here you have one wash basin and water closet, another toilet, here you have kitchen. Let's just imagine like this. So what we are trying to do is that we are going to find the diameter of this pipe. All these pipes. So this pipe's diameter will be different, okay? This pipe diameter will be different from this, etc. At last the pipe of this diameter will be different. So this is the main pipe. This is the main pipe till this much, and these are the branch pipes. And these are the individual pipes which is going to individual fixtures like water closet, wash basin, individual pipes. Okay, so this is a main pipe. That's a branch pipe. From the branch pipe, it will be going to individual, fixtures. Okay. So we are going to see, or we are going to find out the pipe sizes. So how to find out the pipe sizes? If possible, you have to draw it in your notebook. Then only you will be able to find the pipe size. Okay. So, for example, we have to start from this backwards only. Don't try to get the pipe size starting from here. So if you get like this, okay, when you get a project, what you have to do is that you have to draw like this. Okay, just a schematic drawing for your betterment or for your easy way to find the pipe size. So it's very simple only. Okay, don't get confused or worried. So how to find the pipe size is now we have to go from back. We have to go from back. Like first you have to find the pipe size of EF, then EG, then DE, then DH, then CD, then IC. Then if you get all this pipe size, the addition of this plus this will be just this main pipe. Okay. Then you go there. Then again KN plus MK plus NJ plus BJ plus from this side PO and OQ and OB. And this main pipe size will be addition of this plus this plus this plus this plus this. Okay. Then at last you have to find the pipe size of this. So you have to go from back. Okay. So let's see how to find the pipe size. So first, what we have to draw a a table. Okay, we have to draw a table. Uh, in that first column, you have to write node, NODE, node. Then second column, you have to write description. Description means what is that? Is it a water closet or a bathtub or a wash basin or a sink? Okay. Then third one is minimum pipe size. So for each fixtures, there is a minimum pipe size. A recommended minimum pipe size is there. You should give only that pipe size. Understood? For each water closet, or bathtub or whatever it may be, there is a minimum pipe size. So this pipe size of the shower will be same. This pipe size of the shower and this another shower also will be same. Okay. And the main problem or the main change in the pipe size will be like this one DE, because the water which is flowing through DE will be from this GE and EF, and this pipe size of CD also will be changed. Pipe size of BC will be different. Pipe size of BA will be different. Okay, so let's see. We are going to deal with not this one. We are going to deal with WSFU method. Okay. We are dealing with this side. We are dealing with this. So WSFU, sizing of water distribution pipe. So first one is WSFU method. Okay. WSFU method. In WSFU method, so you need to draw 6 columns. There should be 6 columns. In the first column, it's a node. Node. Okay. Second column description. Third column minimum pipe diameter or minimum pipe size. The next column is WSFU, the water supply fixture unit. How much it should be. Then the next column is discharge. Next column is discharge. Then another column is pipe size. Okay, let's see what it is. So this is the table that I was saying. Okay, this is not NBC, that was National Standard Plumbing Code. From NSPC only we will be taking this. Okay, so we will be dealing with NSPC only, not NBC. So with the help of NSPC, National Standard Plumbing Code, we are going to find out the pipe size. We are going to find out the pipe size. That is WSFU method. By the help of WSFU method only, we are going to find the pipe size. So here we are taking the NSPC only, okay, National Standard Plumbing Code only. Okay. So you can see here different fixtures here. Okay, you can see different fixtures here. Okay, this is just individual bathroom fixtures only, fully it is given. So just leave this. This here we can see individual fixtures. So water supply fixture unit WSFU and minimum fixture branch pipe sizes. So here this method, how to find out the pipe size is There are different methods to find out pipe size. Different codes are there. Okay, you can use NBC, you can use NSPC, and you can use IPC. Okay, you can use universal pumping code. You can use. Okay, different methods are there. Different codes are there. So here we are following NSPC only. In other some cases we use uh, NBC also. Okay, we are using different codes for different things. So anyways, here we are trying to do the pipe size by the help of NSPC, and this method is known as water supply fixture unit. Water supply fixture unit. So here you can see different types of fixtures here. Bathtub or combination of bath and shower, bidet, cloth washers, dishwashers, drinking fountain, hose dip, okay, kitchen sink, lavatory, laundry sink, okay, water closet, urinal, shower, okay, whirlpool bath, okay, all these things are given. And you can see minimum branch pipe size. So this is the minimum pipe size. So whatever it is, whatever your uh, uh, fixture, there is a minimum pipe size. Minimum pipe size means if this is a water closet, the water entering to that water closet has a minimum pipe size. That pipe size should be given. Okay, so that pipe size has to be given. That won't change. That pipe size won't change. Okay, so here we just concentrate on this. Okay, so minimum pipe size is ½ inch for bathtub. For bidet also half. So not only that, one more thing is that these are the WSFU also. This is the minimum branch size. Depending upon that, this is the fixture units. These are the fixture units. Okay, these are the fixture unit. For bathtub, 4 is the fixture unit. Okay, for bidet, it is 1 is the fixture unit. Mainly we have water closet and all, right. So different types of water closets are given here. Water closet with 1.5 GPF gravity tank. Okay, flushometer tank. Okay, flushometer valve is there. Okay, 3.5 GPF gravity tank is there. So here we can take water closet with 1.6 gravity tank. Okay, so the water closet fixture unit is 2.5. Then our shower fixture unit is 2. Our lavatory fixture unit is 1. Then our kitchen sink, fixture unit is 1.5. Okay, and the minimum pipe size also is given: ½ inch, ½ inch, ½ inch, 3/8 inch, 1 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch, etc. It is given. So we are going to find the pipe size. So we are going to find the pipe size of it. So we are going to find the pipe size of EF. We are going to find the pipe size. So if you are writing means it would have been very easy for me. So, but now I am just explaining only. So you just listen to me very carefully. Okay. So I am going to find the pipe size of EF. EF, I don't want to find any pipe size by using any formula. Why? Because this EF means this line only. This line is the line that is going to the water closet. Directly it is going to the water closet. So EF means it should be the minimum pipe size of the water closet. You get what I am saying? This EF means the pipe of water closet only. So this is the EF means this is the pipeline. Okay, this is the pipeline to the water closet. Okay, so EF means what should be its pipe size means the pipe size of EF should be, it is a water closet, right? It is water closet. The pipe size of water closet should be the minimum pipe. ½ inch. ½ inch is the minimum pipe size. So the pipe size of water closet or EF, that know what EF is, ½ inch. ½ inch. Now we are going to find the pipe size of GE. GE means shower. GE means, or EG or GE, you can name whatever you want. EG. EG is shower, right? What is the pipe size of EG? Shower. The pipe size of shower is also half inch. You got what I'm saying? The pipe size of is half inch. The pipe size of shower is also half inch. Now, next one. Here is the twist. Twist in the sense here the pipe size will change. Now we are going to find the pipe size of DE. Okay. So now you listen carefully. This DE means a main pipe only. So from this pipe only, one line is going to shower and another line is going to water closet. Okay. So you know what is the minimum pipe size of shower. You know what is the minimum pipe size of water closet. Not only that, you know what is the fixture unit of water closet and you know what is the fixture unit of shower also. You know what is the WSFU of shower and WSFU of water closet also you know. So how you know what is the fixture unit of water closet and what is the fixture unit of shower? The fixture unit of shower is 2. Individual dwelling units is 2. The fixture unit of water closet is 2.5. Okay. So from the node that DE, it seems, from the node DE, the water is supplied to this shower and water closet. So if you need to find the what is the diameter of that line DE, you have to add this both fixture unit. Fixture unit 2 plus 2.5. 2 plus 2.5 is 4.5. So with respect to 4.5, you have to find out what is the pipe size. Here you can directly get the pipe size because it is the minimum pipe size for individual fixtures. But that is not a fixture. That is a main pipe only. You understand what I am saying? These both are fixtures only. See, EF is a fixture only. It is going to directly to fixture, water closet. EG also directly going to a fixture called as shower. But DE is not a fixture. DE is a pipe only, main pipe only. From this pipe only, it is going to shower and water closet. So in order to find the diameter of DE, we need to know what is the fixture unit of shower and fixture unit of water closet. From that table, we have already found out that the fixture unit of shower is 2 and fixture unit of water closet is 2.5. So when you are adding this both, you will be getting 4.5. So with respect to 4.5, you have to find this pipe diameter of D. Okay, 2 plus 2.5 is equal to 4.5. With respect to 4.5, you have to find the pipe diameter. So next we are trying to see with the help of 4.5 how to find the pipe size. So in order to find the pipe size, we need to know what is the fixture unit. Fixture unit we already find out. How? Adding this both. Shower plus water closet. 2 plus 2.5 is 4.5. We got fixture unit of DE. So that is not enough. In the case of DE, fixture unit is not enough for finding out the pipe diameter. We need to know the amount of water also flowing through DE. Okay, with the help of fixture unit, we should be able to know how much GPM, gallons per minute, is flowing through pipe DE. So let's see. So for finding out that, we have another, column called as. So this is the another one. Table for converting demand in WSFU to GPM. So we can convert WSFU to GPM. Okay. So with respect to WSFU, GPM is given. Okay. So here we can take flush tanks. If the WSFU is 3, GPM will be 3. If it is 4, 4. If it is 5, 4.5. If it is 6, 5. If it is 20, 14. 25, 17. If it is 120, 49 is the GPM. Okay. So here In the pipe, here in the pipe DE, what is our GPM? Sorry, what is our fixture unit? 4.5. 2 plus 2.5 is 4.5, right? Is 4.5. So with respect to 4.5, we need to know what is the GPM. For 4.5, what is the GPM? We have to know it. So WSFU 4.5. So after 4, it is 5 only. So you can take, if it is 4.5, you can take 5 here. WSFU. So with respect to 5, what is the GPM? 4.5. Understood? If the WSFU was 4, you can take GPM 4. Understood? Now you got WSFU as 4.5. So you can take 5. So therefore 5, what will be the GPM? It is 4.5. Okay. So we got WSFU and we got GPM also. Now, if you get GPM, you will be able to know the pipe size. Okay. So pipe size is known by a graph. If you know GPM, you can find out the pipe size. So pipe size is known by can be get from a graph. This graph. This is also an NSPC only. Okay. So you can use for CPVC, PVC, and ATC pipe, schedule 40 pipe. Okay. And this shows the pressure drop. X-axis. Y-axis shows the GPM. Line shows the velocity. And this line shows the diameter of the pipe. Understood what I'm saying? This is pressure drop. This is GPM. This is the velocity, 2 FPS, 4 FPS, 6 FPS, 8 FPS, like that. This line shows the diameter of the pipe. Half inch, 3 by 4 inch, 1 inch, 1 by 4, it goes like that. 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, 8 inch, like that, it goes like that. Okay. So we got GPM, we got this value. So how we are finding out, now listen carefully, how we are finding out the pipe size is that we need 2 values. One value we already got, GPM we already got. So how you got GPM? If you know the fixture unit, you can find out GPM from a table. So now you got GPM. Now you need to know the pipe size. Now pipe size is being known by two things. Like if you know GPM and velocity, you can easily find out the pipe size. Okay. So I have already said that in the design assumption, what should be the velocity? What should be the velocity? I have already said. And I have already said that minimum for velocity for flow for design of gravity pipe, supply pipe may be less than 1 meter per second, preferably 0.8 meter per second. So 0.8 meter per second is the preferable water velocity in the gravity pipe in supply. So 0. This is given in feet per second only. So 0.8 meter per second means if you are converting 0.8 meter per second to feet per second, sorry, if you are converting 0.8 meter per second to feet per second, you will be getting approximately 3.2 feet per second. Coming 2 FPS and 4 FPS. So it will be coming somewhere in the middle. So the line will come somewhere in the middle. If you are taking the velocity as 0.8 meter per second. You understood what I am saying? So as a design assumption, it is been said that preferably through a gravity pipe, the velocity should not increase greater than 1. It should be less than 1, and preferably you can choose 0.8 meter per second. So if I am converting 0.8 to feet per second, because it is given feet per second only here, the unit is given feet per second only. So if I am trying to convert 0.8 meter per second to feet per second, I will be getting 3.2 feet per second. So this, if I am trying to draw a line for a 3.2 feet per second, it will be coming in between 2 and 4. Just after the middle, just a point after the middle. Okay. So just imagine that there is a line here. Okay, or we can just take a 4 FPS for the timing. Okay, then we can see. And what is my flow rate? What is my flow rate? What is the flow rate that I got for this DE? What is the flow rate I got for DE? What is the flow rate I got for DE? It was 5, right? You remember? It is 5 because uh, this fixture unit was 4.5. So for 4.5, the WSFA is 4.5, so the GPM will be 5. Okay. If you have any doubt, I will show you that once more. This one. This 4.5, which means 5. For 5, sorry, for 5 WSFA, 4.5 is the GPM. 4.5 is the GPM for 5 WSFA. So go here. 4.5. 4.5 is the flow rate GPM. So this is 4, this is 5. So it is coming in between 4 and 5. The line will be going here, right? And imagine this 4 FPS is the velocity. So it will be in between only, okay? 3.2. 4.5 means it will be coming here. Okay. Four 4.5. Okay, it is touching somewhere here. Okay, but you know that this is not the line. This is not the line. It will be coming somewhere here only, right? So 4.5 means somewhere here. Okay, it is in somewhere here. It's just coming and touching on 3/4 inch, right? You're getting what I'm saying? So the pipe size will be 3/4. See, this is the pipe size. So it is this 4.5 is coming and touching somewhere here on the 3/4 line, correct? Or it will be coming here. So it will be coming in between 1.5, or it will be coming between half and 3/4. So this will be the pipe size will be 3/4. Pipe size will be 3/4. So I have an Excel sheet where I have tried to find out the answer by just giving a GPM. So actually, if you are trying to get the answer by this graph, you can get it. Okay, but I have already find out an Excel sheet. I have set an Excel sheet by 3.2 feet per second. If you are just trying to give that GPM, you'll be getting the pipe size in mm itself. I have converted this into mm also. So one second, I will show you that also. So you don't want to just look to all these, different, graphs like that. Okay, so I will show you that also. Okay, one second. Yeah. So I'll share my screen. So with a simple thing, you will be getting. So GPM, liter per second, liter per second, diameter square, diameter and diameter number. So what is the GPM that we got here? What was the GPM? For WSFU, we got as 4.5. So we took 5. For 5, the GPM is 4.5. Correct? So what you have to do is that for 4.5 GPM, you just give here 4.5. So the diameter will be 18 mm, 18.9 mm. So you won't have an 18.9 mm standard value. So you can choose 20 mm. Okay, which means, okay, so you can take 20 mm. Okay, 20 mm. You understood what I'm saying? So just give GPM here, you will be getting its diameter in mm. Okay, So the same way, so we got this pipe diameter, half inch, or we can take that as okay 15 mm, half inch 15 mm. Here also 15 mm. But when it comes to this line DE, it is 20 mm. Okay. Now DH, what is the pipe size of DH? It is a wash basin. It is directly going to wash basin. So what's the pipe size of wash basin or DH? So DH you can directly get it from DH is a wash basin. So wash basin you can take wash basin is also called as you can take as lavatory. Okay, lavatory. Okay, it is sorry, this one. Okay, and the pipe size is 3 by 8 inch. 3 by 8 inch. Okay, so 3 by 8 is the pipe size. 3 by 8 inch is the pipe size of this. 3 by 8 is the pipe size. So 3 by 8 is the pipe size of wash basin. So 3 by 8 inch is the size of the wash basin. So we got the pipe size of EF because it's a minimum pipe size. We got the pipe size of GE because that is also minimum pipe size we can directly get. DH also is a minimum pipe size that also we can directly get. DE we have to calculate. How? We have to add this plus this WSFU. Then we'll be getting, we have to go to a graph to find out the GPM for the WSFU. If you get GPM, you can find the pipe size. Now, can you find the pipe size? Can you say how to find the pipe size of CD? Can you say how to find the pipe size of CD?
Find total fixture unit.
Yeah.
It will be 5.5. 5.5 corresponding to
Can you say how you want with 5.5?
2 plus 2.5 plus 1.
Yeah. So here you got as how much you got this EF is 2.5, correct?
Yes.
EG it is 2. So 2 plus 2.5, 4.5. DE it is 4.5 because this is the addition of this. Now this is 4.5. Then DH means how much? It is 1. Wash basin 1 only. So 4.5 plus 1, 5.5. So 5.5 is the fixture unit. So in order to find the pipe size with respect to 5.5, we have to find the GPM, correct? So 5.5 is the fixture unit I got. 5.5 is the fixture unit I got. So 5.5 means I can take 6, correct? I took 6. For 6, what is my GPM? It is 5. So I am going here. I have two methods. I can go to this graph and I can find it out with respect to 5 GPM. So go here. This is the 5 GPM. And it will be coming somewhere here. But that will be also 3 by 4 inch, correct? That also will be 3 by 4 inch. Correct. Or we can go to this Excel sheet. What was our, what was our GPM? What was our GPM for 5.5? Is 5, right? 5 GPM. 5 GPM. So just go there and get 5 GPM. You got 20. So this is also 20 mm.
Sir, what is that LPS, sir?
Which one?
LPS.
That is meter per second only. Just I have given different values. That's all.
Okay.
This is the flow.
Sir, you have written some formula or what?
Yeah, I have written some formula. This is I have made myself, okay, for my easiness only. Otherwise, what I need to do, I have to go to this graph, otherwise I have to go to this graph and I want to check individually.
Sir, here where we will use that pressure drop, sir?
Which one?
Pressure drop.
If you have pressure drop, you can choose this box and you can find the pipe size. Okay, you can do any method. If you know the pressure drop and flow rate, you can find the pipe size. Okay, like this. If 2 psi by 100 is the pressure drop, we can just take 2 and this flow rate and we can find the pipe diameter. So here we are not trying to give anything. Okay. Here we are going to find the pipe size with respect to flow rate and velocity. Okay. So what is the pipe size here? We got 20. Understood? So here the pipe size is 20. So CD pipe size is 20, DE pipe size is 20, DH pipe size is the minimum pipe size, EG pipe size is the minimum pipe size, EF pipe size is the minimum pipe size. You understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So is it easy for you? This all the fixtures should be the minimum value, minimum pipe diameter. If it's a shower or a wash station or a water faucet, you can get directly the pipe size from this, from this table. From this table, you can directly get the pipe size. This is the pipe size of individual fixtures. When it comes to the pipe, main pipe, you have to add the fixture unit. You have to add the fixture unit. Then you go to the, if you get the fixture unit, then go to this table, okay, and find the GPM with respect to that WSFU that you got. Then what you have to do is that, then you go to the graph and find the answer. Okay, with respect to the velocity and with respect to the flow rate. Okay, or instead of this graph, you can use the Excel sheet that I am using. Just with the GPM, the diameter will be given here. Okay, this is for my easiness. I have just given like this. Okay, so you can do any two methods. This method is very easy. You just give GPM, you will be getting directly the amount or pipe diameter. Now, I'm asking
please
you.
do share that Excel also, sir.
No, Excel sheet cannot be shared because that is the private property of this, our institute. Share the link only because I cannot do that because it is not possible.
Sir, at least show how you calculated each cell, sir. Like how you calculated that. In Excel, how you calculated that each cell.
This D.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this D means GPM is this. Okay. I can convert this gallons per minute to liter per second. Okay. This into 3.78 divided by 60. If I am doing, I will be getting liter per second. Now to convert to meter cube per second, just divide this by 1000. I will be getting meter cube per second. Correct. Then there is a formula called as pi by 4 d square. Area. A equal to pi by 4 d square. So in that case, in order to know the this thing, D9 means what is D9? This is meter cube per second. One formula is there. Q is equal to A into V. That we are regularly studying. Like in HVAC also we are studying. So you might be knowing it. Q is equal to A into V. That's a formula. Q means the flow in meter cube per second. Velocity I have taken as how much? 3.2. Okay. So with respect to 3.2, 0.8 meter per second. Okay. We can find D square. From D square, we can find D. This is in meter that we can convert into M. It's very simple. The formula is Q is equal to A into V. Q means this flow. V means velocity. And A means area. Area we can convert and we can write pi by 4 d square. Okay, pi by 4 d square. Okay, that is the formula. Now,
ఇలా అడుగుతాం సార్ రిసిప్ట్ అకౌంట్ నెంబర్ అని
ఏంది అది
హీట్ ఎంట్రింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తున్నాం మనకి
మాకు ఐడియా లేదండి ఇది
so now kindly just unmute your audio. So
ఐడియా లేదు అతన్ని అడగండి మీరు ఎవరైతే చేస్తున్నారో ప్రవీణా
తనకు ఐడియా లేదు పాపారావు గారిని.
So now when coming to this area, Can you find the pipe size? Pipe size can be simply you can find out. What is we just go there and find out what is the minimum pipe size. Okay, so what is the minimum pipe size of sink? So minimum pipe size of sink is how much is the minimum pipe size of sink? So minimum pipe size of sink is half inch. Okay, minimum size of sink is half inch. 1.5 is the fixed unit. So half inch is the pipe size. Okay, half inch is the pipe size. Okay, half inch is the pipe size. Now in the ground floor you got all the values, all the pipe size. EF you got, EG you got, DH you got, IC you got, CD you got, DD you got. Okay. So what will be the pipe size of DC? The pipe size of DC will be the addition of all the fixture units. Okay, addition of all the fixture units, which means that CD means how much? It is 5.5. The sink, it is how much? 1.5. 1.5 is the fixture unit. So 5.5 plus 1.5, it is how much? 6.5 plus 0.5 is 7. So here for DC, the fixture unit is 7. Arjun, you can understand what I am saying? For DC, the fixture unit is 7. How you got the 7? Is because if you are adding all the fixture units, you'll be getting 7. Yeah. So this is 7. So 7 is the fixture unit. So if you get fixture unit, next step is what? Find the GPM. Find the GPM. So if you got fixture unit as 7, find the GPM. What is the GPM? Fixture unit 7, GPM is 6. If you get GPM, okay, go here, in 6, you got 21.9, 22. So there is no 22 pipe in the market. So you have to go to 25. Okay, so diameter of the pipe is 25. Or you just go to this graph and see whether what is your answer. Okay, go to this graph. What's the flow rate that you got? 6, right? With respect to 6, this is 5, 6. Go here. Okay. And it is coming in between 3 by 4, and it is coming closer to 1 inch. See, it's coming closer to 1 inch. Okay. It is coming between 3 by 4 and 1. If it is a 3.2 feet per second. So you have to take 1 inch. Okay. Or you go here, give 6, and you'll be getting.
Sir, how much velocity you have taken, sir, here? 0.8 or 1?
0.8. 0.8 seems. Let's try with 0.8. I think I have 1.8. You can take 0.8, okay? 0.8 or 1. It should be less than 1. So I have taken 0.8, it seems. So that is a formula for finding the diameter. Now, the same way you can find for the same way how we found, we can find it for this floor also. KL. How to find KL? You have to know what is the minimum pipe size of water closet. You know it's a half inch. Bathtub, how much it should be? You have to go there and find what is the minimum pipe size of bathtub. What is the minimum size of bathtub? Bathtub also 1 by 2 inch. So that pipe size is also 1 by 2 inch. This is also 1 by 2 inch. So what will be the pipe size of JK? The pipe size of JK will be fixed unit of bathtub plus fixed unit of water closet. Okay. So fixed unit of water closet, how much is the fixed unit of water closet and bathtub? Fixed unit of water closet is 2.5 and fixed unit of bathtub is 4. So 4 plus 2.5, how much? 6.5. If you get 6.5, find GPM. 6.5 means you can take 7. For 7, 6 is the GPM. Okay. So for 6, what should be the pipe size? 6, 21.9 itself is the pipe size. So 25. So what is the pipe size of this JK? This 25 mm. So similarly, you have to find it for JN, BJ, OB, OQ, OP, and this AB will be sum of all the fixture units of all this. Okay. So just keep this in mind. We have to find the pipe size separately for only the main pipes like DE, CD, BC, BJ, JK, BO, etc. and AB. Rest everything KL, MK, JN, OQ, OP, then CI, DH, EG, EF. All these pipes, the pipe diameter will be the minimum pipe size. Okay, that you can directly get it from the tabla code. So different fixtures are given. Okay, and for the different fixtures, recommended minimum pipe size is given. So that pipe size will be same for EF at EG. For shower, what is the minimum pipe size? That will be the pipe size. For water faucet, what will be the minimum pipe size given? That will be the pipe size. For wash basin, what is the minimum pipe size? That will be the pipe size. For sink, what will be the minimum pipe size? That will be the pipe size of this. But when come to this main pipe, you have to add the fixture unit. Then you have to find the GPM. Then you have to go to the graph, or you go to the Excel sheet and get the pipe diameter. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt in calculating the pipe diameter by using fixture unit? No. What about Kranti? Is there any doubt? It is very simple.
No, sir.
No. Just imagine only these things. All this, direct connection will be the same. The pipe diameter will be same as that of the minimum pipe size. So, in WSFU method, there is a recommended minimum water supply pipe diameter. Okay, that diameter will be same. So this all will be you can directly get from the graph, not from the graph, from the table. When coming to this BJ, JK, and all those things, you have to add this both fixture unit, then go to the GPM to find the GPM table to find the GPM. If you find the GPM, insert in that Excel sheet and get the answer. It's very simple. Okay. So I am mainly doing WSFU method only. There are other methods also, but I feel this is a simple method. Okay. So I am sizing my pipe by the help of this method only, and you can use velocity as 0.8 meter per second. Okay. And, yeah. So for the time being, we can stop it here. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with pipe sizing only, but by using another method. Okay. But if you are writing it, it could have been very easy for you to understand also. Because if you are not writing, means it is very difficult for me to explain this. Because usually I am taking class where students will write, students will do problems. This is a problem only. They have to do a problem. Okay, like this. So they have to draw the columns, 6 columns. They have to write the node like this: E, F, C, D, E, G, H, G, like that. Then second, what is this? The second column is description. What is this EF? It is water faucet. What is this EG? This shower. What is this DE? This pipe. What is this DH? This wash basin. What is this BC? It is pipe. So then next column it is WSFU. What is a WSFU of water faucet? You have to write there. What is a WSFU of shower? You have to write there. What is a WSFU of pipe? You have to add shower and water faucet and you have to write there. Okay. What is the pipe size, WSFU of DH? You have to write that. What is the WSFU of CD? You have to add this DE plus DH. Okay. Next column it is written as GPM. So with respect to this 4.5, what is the GPM? Okay. With respect to this 7, what is the GPM? With respect to then the final column, you will be having pipe size. So with respect to this GPM, you can write the pipe size there. With respect to this GPM, you can find the pipe size here. So similarly, coming from the back, from here also back, then finally you can find the pipe size of this. So this is the method, okay? So I believe that there is no doubt, and I think it's clear with you. Okay. So
Sir, please do share the study material, sir.
study material that I have already said, right? We won't be able to share this PPT. We cannot share because I am just a faculty here. I won't be able to share that.
Sir, previously in HVAC electrical of the it was not shared.
Yeah, it was shared. That was this materials only, like this Excel sheet, everything like that. We won't be able to share this PPT. I haven't shared any PPT. Arjun was there in the HVAC. And in electrical, someone shared the PPT?
No, but
No, PPT won't be shared, right? So, if there is some graphs and all those things that I will share, okay, that is not an issue because you need these graphs for writing all these things, right? So I can share this thing. I can share these graphs, okay. I'm not saying that I will share this. I have a separate graph like this, and all these things will be shared. Not this entire slide. That's what I am. These things I will share to you. Okay. Because without this, you won't be able to do problem, right? So this will be shared to you. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So is there anything else? There is nothing. Means we can wind up. Okay. So thank you. See you tomorrow.